Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fusion Designs and welcome to our channel. Today we are doing a build from Fanhome. It is the Fast and Furious Build Brian's Nissan Skyline GTR Pack 17. This is issue 87, so you can see we're doing 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. So I can't believe we are already in our 90s. That flew past. So we're going to take a look at our magazine. So we are working, that's nice, on fuel tank. And I could say 99%, that's not going to line up. But to tell you the truth, I'm not that fussed about it because I absolutely adore this build. But yeah, so we got to do a few things with that. So let's get on with that. These are the parts. It's quite heavy. I'm not sure if it's metal. Let's see. Most of everything on this build is metal. That's quite heavy. And we have AIM screws and AM screws. Oh, LM screws. So that tells me that everything in here, or most of everything in here, is metal. So we have this part, that's metal, that's metal, that's metal, and that is plastic. So we're gonna start to put that together. We have this part and our fuel cap. Let's just tidy up a bit. Let's try and get that a little bit closer so you can take a look. It's good that they made this part quite long because it's a bit difficult. If you can't reach to it, get a bit of tweezers. So I'm pushing it in this direction. And it's a bit stubborn. Goodness me, very stubborn. I might have to shave that down. Let's see. Straight away, a bit of there we go. It just needs to be pushed in, but that's quite good that it's tight. That way you won't worry that it will come out. So that's how it looks. It looks very promising. So we're gonna get our body over, so I'm just gonna bring that. Let's put our pillow down, so just like this. And with our car, I absolutely love this car. I think it's great. That's my view. And just looking, let's see if this is gonna be better, because you have the top view here. And we have also here, we can see what we're doing. So with the part we just made, let's put our cables to the side for now. This just slips in just like that. It's really clever designed. And we need to now get 2 screws in, and those are AIM screws. So I'm going to open that up. I did put mine in a bit of oil. So the first one is just going here, and then the next one will just go on the opposite side. Sorry. So I'm just going to get these both in, and I will be back with you. So that's in. That is as tight as possible. Let me just check this side. That also. Now we have a bracket to place. I really do think this design is great. Now, I thought this was metal. I believe it's plastic. And let's just see. With this part, you will need to just put this on just like that. It needs to be lined up. I think I got it. And we need some screws. Those are AM screws. So let's carefully put one in. My screws dipped in a bit of oil. There we go. That's the first one. Don't do it too tight yet. This is the second one. Hopefully mine is lined up. Yep, it is. So let's tighten both of them up. And one more there. And perfect. Now we need to get over our fuel cap. And you can see it has a magnet on the, on the reverse of this. And it's so clever. There is a hole. Hopefully you could see that just there. And you need to slide that in. And you can see it goes exactly where that is. I thought that was great design. Now we need a LM screw. And hopefully it looks like it's lined up. Just go through here. I'm trying to be as careful as possible. Close that up. I haven't checked if it's lined up yet. So that's tight. Could be a bit too tight, I'm not sure. And let's have a look to see how it looks. Where are we? And it's not a disaster, but it's not bad. I think that's not too bad at all. So I'm not too fussed about that. I think that's okay. So that brings us to the end of this issue. So let's continue with our next one. This is issue 88. 87 was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So we are looking at our magazine. Wow, tail lights. This is gonna be good. Although I hope so. Just having a look. Looks like a little bit of things to be done. Let's hope it goes to plan. So let's look at our parts. This is our parts. Open that up. And we have some lenses, some covers. And what are these? AM screws. So let's put it on. We have our wires with our LEDs. It's getting a lot less now. We need to get C and D. So we need to take it from the board, not from the connection just there. Which I just seen. That is strange that it does it like that. If mine is too short, I'm gonna put a extension on that because this is D, because I don't want to have anything trapped. So D is here. Be very careful with these cables because the lights are very delicate. And C is just here. So just follow where that is. And C should be here. Yep, that's C. Take your time pulling these off. There we go. So let's just feed that through. It's just here. And put our other cables to the side. Let's bring over what we need to do. We have this part and turn that over. It needs to be the left side. Let's try and do this. Okay. Now with our cables, I believe we need to put C first. So C will be going in this direction. So make sure the L, it's upside down. It's saying to put tape on first, but I'm gonna try this and hope it will be easy, and then we can tape it after. Be very careful with these. These can easily come off and snap. And try and make it as parallel as possible. And if you do pull very gently. I'm just trying to wrap that around the casing. Just push a bit more, maybe, to give it a bit of slack. Let's just push that quite a bit for now. And then we'll see if we can make it a bit tighter. I'm taking my time here. I don't want to rush this part at all. It's not too bad, I think. Let's hope everything is okay there. Let's pull this a bit more. We want that quite parallel. And I think that's not too bad. We can mess around with that after. But I think you get the idea. And I might put a bit of tape now, once that's in place. Actually, let's do that. So I'll just cut a bit off. And we have cables just here. Let's get tape. And we're going to hopefully get this around. I am being careful. I guess something like that should help a bit. But I think that's not too bad. I'm gonna just push that in maybe a bit more, see if we could get it a little bit nicer. Hopefully that's okay. So you got the idea. It looks okay. We need to do the exact same on the other side. So excuse me. Let's feed this very carefully. And I'm just taking my time. Push gently. Because they are very delicate, the connections on these lights. And you don't want it to come off. So this is a lot smaller, I could see. So this might need to be pulled a bit more. A little bit easier, this one, I think. Yeah. I'm just gonna get a tweezer and just position this. I'll try to. Just being careful there. That's not too bad. So we got a bit more. So I'm gonna put a bit more tape on this side, making sure that's a little bit tight, and just wrap that around. Gives it a bit of support, I guess, as well, doing this. You could make it tight, then that would be great. Mine is semi-tight. And I hope that is in place. Seems to be, and that's not too bad. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to give it a bit of a clean and get our car over. We have our car back and we need to flip this over. Let's do it, I guess, in this direction. And maybe this would help. Bring it a little bit closer, camera's in the way. But let's try find it. These lenses are great. You can see the pattern in it. It's really built well. There is a L just here, just there, which needs to go in place. So the L will go to this side And now we have the right one, which we have just there, R. I think you could see just about that. And pop that in its place as well. Give it a bit of a push. Same on this side. You want it as tight as possible there. Make sure it's correct. Now what we just made up, we need to put it in its place. So just here, hopefully it pops in its correct position. That's not too bad. I think we're good. And we need AM screws. It is going in metal, so I'm gonna get this first one where it needs to go. And that's great. I'll do this in real time. Don't over tighten that, and it actually clips in even better when you get it a bit tighter. Dipped again in a bit of oil. One more just on this side. Just here. This one's a bit more stubborn. It's a bit of force, I think. Why is that not going in? It's again just needs slightly pushed up. It's a bit difficult, this one, but I think we got it. Yep, we got it. Just get that tight. Perfect. I think, I'm not sure, there is one more hole just here, but I'm not sure if you need to screw that in just yet, but that's not too bad. I think we done well there. So let's move on to our next slide. I might as well move this out the way again. So like before, we need to retrieve our lights. So we need E and F. This is E. Tape is coming off there. Make sure it's stuck down so we know what is what. And follow where E is. I could see F, so might as well pull F out. There we go, that's F. Not my F. So I think that's how it was, if I recall. You have to put F in E, and that worked. And where is this one? This one is E. Oh, I could be wrong. I need to go back to make sure, actually, because I don't want to make a mistake now. It's quite easily corrected because you have these cables that you can push, which I find that a bit strange. There must be a reason for that. So let's get over our lens. We have this part again, and you can see, let's get a close up, the right one. Now let's just make sure it's in its correct direction, like this. And we need E. I don't like that showing, you could see. So we'll put a bit of tape over that. We need E. For some reason, I put E and F. And if someone could comment in the messages to let me know if that's correct, because I have no idea why I did that. It works. I've seen it turns on. But why did I do that? I'm not sure. Anyways, this is E, so we're gonna put the E side onto the bigger lens. So like before, I want to see something first. Is the length the same? To tell you the truth, it's not. Yeah, now that's the reason why. So, I think then, if this is bigger than this one, this should go on the small one. But let me make double sure. You can clearly see it's slightly longer, but not dramatically. I don't know what to do now. Can I do that? Put this on the bigger one. It's a good few inches, really. You know what? So I'm gonna put it as E from the bottom into the bigger one. So let's do that. Let me just make sure on the pictures if I could see that correctly. I think I can. I'm gonna look at the picture. Give us 1 second. I wanted to make sure I took a picture because the magazine's quite difficult to look at. You could clearly see, hopefully, that's the E, and the E is going towards this side. So I'm gonna do the same as the picture. So this is E with the label E on this side. So let's follow that. Hopefully it's long enough. Feed that very carefully through the square hole. Like I said before, take your time. There's no rush in this part. You came this far and you want to get it right. And try get it as parallel as possible. So, actually, you know what? That is a good idea to tape it down now. I'm gonna do that. We have our E cable again. And I'm gonna do this parallel here. And get it just over the exposed cable. Because mine's just slightly exposed. And get this flat down the bottom. I'll try get this a bit more pushed in. I don't like that. I want that as straight as possible, and it should make it more level when installing. So get that pushed up slightly, the cable. Sorry about this, it's me being fiddly and I want to get it right. So let's just get this pushed up slightly like that. I think it will make it a lot easier to do it like this. And then just give it a bit of a wrap. There we go. Hopefully that's fine. Let's give it a shot. So with the bigger side, feed this through. Take your time and carefully just push this a little bit more. Wrap it around. Then pull through. This one's a bit more stubborn. The other one stayed in quite well. I think we're there. There we go. Push it and we're good. success. So that looks okay. Happy with that. I'm gonna do the same with this one. Again, make that parallel. And just wrap it. This one was a lot more easier. Change that. And let's push this through. Let's do it slowly, then it should be okay. This one's a lot smaller and this cable's a lot bigger. I think the thing what I looked at made a lot more sense to swap the cables over, but I copied the magazine. Probably, I think that could be because we received that email. I'm not sure if it was before these lights. It could be actually. And this could be a reason. But I think we're okay though. I'm gonna get a bit more tape just here to keep it tighter. So I'll do that off camera. But that is installed. And let's get it on our vehicle. We have our power back, so we need now to install it on this side. So let's get this camera and get this cable out the way. Make sure this is pressed fully against the body. Careful with your lens. That lines up well. What I'm gonna do is put this one in first, because I could see that goes out slightly. There we go, like that. And we need another 2 AM screws. So let's get this one first in place. Let's push it where it needs to go. And carefully line that up. Perfect. Don't do it full yet, just enough until it holds. And the other side is just there. I could see it's lined up. And let's just get that screwed in. So both of them went in absolutely perfect. And we could screw both of them down now. Don't go all the way because you can crack the plastic. And you don't need that. And with that, that's done. Let's have a look. And let me have a look first. That looks great. So that's both of them now installed. You could see that. Perhaps there too. And that's the end of this issue. So I'm gonna move on to our next one. This is issue 89. I have to say, not just saying this, but I really enjoyed doing those 2 issues. It did go to plan as it should. Rear bumper, great, wow. Okay, and we need some lights. Attaching a bracket. And attaching it to the body. Oh, that's good. So, excited about that one. So, let's get on with it. This is the parts from 89. Let's try and cut this. And there's some screws. AIM screws. CM screws. And our rear bumper, which looks great. So let's get this fitted. This is our rear bumper. Absolutely great. Like that. So turn this over. And with this, you have a lens. You can see that. you need to get this slided just over these two locations. I believe the LED will go there. So let's just balance that up. We need 2 CM screws. And let's get this screwed in place. Be careful. This is plastic. So you want to get this tight, but not too tight. That's one. And let's get the other one in. So that's both of them. And now let's get our wires. Let's have a look. That looks amazing. I like that. Okay. So our wires are here. I think we need to get letter S. I did see it somewhere. It's somewhere in this jungle. Let's have a look. Let's try. It's a single cable. Is this S? Yep. It's a grey and black cable. Careful. Oh. It has 2 cables coming out of it. That's interesting. I have no idea where the other one goes just yet. But, you know what? Sometimes it's quite difficult to pull these out. Get a tweezer and carefully just lift it, and it will go a little bit easier sometimes like that, as you've seen. So let's just pull that out and bring over our bumper. We have our bumper back. So in this direction, should we go close? I got a bit of tape as well. We can do. So you can see with this cable will come out to the side, and the one with 2 wires into the LED will just fit through here. Be careful when sliding this in. Take your time and try to push it in as much as possible. I think we're good. And it says to put a bit of tape. So this is the tape. Plus I think it's good for the light bleed. So let's just get this over like that. And stick this down. So that's now installed. So we need to put this on our car, which I'm very excited about. So let's get that over. We have our body back, and I'm excited to get this. So our bumper would need to go in this direction with the cutout for the exhaust. Just here, you can see there's some slots. Be careful so we don't trap anything. And these need to slide in place. You need to bend it slightly to get that in. Once it's in its position, it just needs to slide forward. Same on this side. I think we're good actually. Make sure it's all the way pressed. It needs to go quite a lot actually. This needs to be bended. Try to get that. Well, we will try. And we need some screws now. We need AIM screws. So these are the AIM screws. We need 2 AIM screws and 2 CM screws. But let's see if we could get this in picture. Let's see here. I don't know if we can do this. Maybe that's better. So where are we? Okay, just here. So this needs to go. Let me put a bit of oil first. Just in this one. I'm doing this with my left hand. Goodness me. Okay. I'm surprised I've done that. So let's get this one first in. You know what? Let me turn it over from this side because I'm doing it through my left hand and that's quite difficult. So just here, we're gonna screw this in. So one more on the opposite side, just here. And we need to line that up and get that screwed in. So I have one in, both of them in, I mean. We have CM screws. The CM screws will go in this location. You have to excuse my arm. It's a bit tricky filming this and also screwing this in. That went in perfect. And one, excuse me, let's just get that there. And where are we? One more here. So nearly done, and I think we're good. That brings us to the end of this issue. Let's have a look. I got a bit of fluff stuck in there, but that is not too bad. Actually, the fitting is really well against the arch. You could see that. Yep, I'm really happy with that. So that's the end of this issue. Again, very enjoyable. Let's move on to our next one. This is issue 90. I know I said that about the other issues, but that last one too was very enjoyable. I really am enjoying this pack. License plate and rear lights. Wow. This is excellent. This pack is really good. Okay, a few things to do. Looks pretty simple, I hope. Just taking a look. Okay, let's get on with that. This is our parts. Let's take a look. And a few screws, making sure that's empty. Look at that. Wow. That's great. KM AAP screws. So let's get this fitted. We need our body back. So I guess let's put that just for now here. And we have these parts. I guess we can go. Let's see, is that okay? I guess we can use this. And we need to identify the left and right. This is the left one. You can see an L hopefully there. And this is the right one. So we need to get the left one, which is, let's make sure this is the left one. And that needs to go onto this side. I guess we can go here so you can see what I'm doing. And hopefully you could just about see that really. And there is a hole there. And the hole needs to match up with the other hole. And that peg just pushes onto that. There we go, just like that. And the same with the right side. So make sure the hole is just there. I think you could see that. And pushes in, so that's great. Now we need to get our lenses. So this is the clear one. I think this is the, is this the fog? Let's see what it says. It is, I don't know now. It's one of the lenses. I think it's, no, I think the red one's the fog. So this would clip in. Let's see. It's quite difficult. Can I get this way? This will slide in its location just to the side. There is a hole there. Mine is a bit tight. Let's see if there's anything. Let's just try to get this in a good position. This needs to just slide in first. There we go. And like that. And on the other side, we need to get a screw in. So you've seen that hopefully click in place. We need a AAP screw. It's going in plastic. And let's try and get the, well, I think that's going to be difficult like that. You know what? Let's get both of them in and then we will screw down. So the red one, again, mine has got a bit of this on. Should be fine. Okay, I took it off. So again, with the hole, let's slide one side first and it should clip in. Let's line it up. This one's a bit fiddly. It needs to go in the hole, otherwise it would be difficult to get in place. There we go, perfect. So both of them are now in place. Now we need to locate that, and that is these two. And like I said, let's find our screw. It's the AAP screw. And just making sure it's just here. I don't know if I could show you that. It's a bit difficult, really. Maybe here. No. But it's this one. Put your finger on the other side and screw very carefully, because it can over tighten and cross thread, and you don't need that. So just enough until you feel it bite, which mine did. One more on the opposite side. Make sure you got your finger at the back of that and just get that in place. So we're doing quite well so far. Perfect. So that's both of them now screwed in place. Let's turn this over and maybe, is this good? I guess we can do something like that. So with this part in this direction, it somehow needs to go. Let me just make sure. Those two holes, where are we? There is two holes and there's the screw hole. So the two holes just line up, and that lines up as well. Goodness me, I'm not saying anything anymore. This build for me is just out of the world. We need a KM screw, and that one will just go at the bottom of this. Try to line that up. Yep, we're good. And that's perfect. Great. Now we need our license plate. So with our license plate, so where it shows Florida like that, you can see it's a bit different, just like that. With these two screw holes, they would be going towards the top, and those pins need to feed through the license plate. Hopefully we could get that without any issue. It's not too bad there. Be very careful, they are quite thin, making sure they're not going to bend, and that is very tight. I don't like that. I might see if I can just get this a bit bigger, because that's way too tight. And just slightly, very slightly, just turn it one time. Same again on this side, that side. It could be a little bit of paint on that. Sometimes that stops it. So again, like that. Line the pins up. Hopefully that's better now. Still quite tight, but a bit better. There we go. 1, 2. Let's get the other side in. That should make it a bit easier. Just take your time, really. There we go. Great. So that's now in. Really, I don't know how to do this. I might put a bit of double-sided tape, but you have to line up the pins on there, and you need to just put that on, but that can easily fall off, which I don't want that to happen. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it. Let's try to do this. So get the 2 pins at the bottom. Hopefully that should line up the 2 top, because there's no other way really to attach that without it off, if that makes sense. Okay, I think I got one. Now that's very fiddly. Let's try get the top at least. Extremely. Okay, I think I got one. I think it's on, but I'm not too happy because I hope that doesn't fall off, but that speaks for itself. Wow, that's great. Goodness me, this build is amazing for me. Okay, let's now move on. We need some cables. We need W and I. So I'm pretty sure that's an M. M and okay, this one's the W. Yeah, you could tell. You know what? I'm gonna get it off with my tweezer. Just makes it slightly easier and you won't damage anything. There we go, that's one. And we need an I. Where's that? Could it be here? Yep, that's the I. So just on this side. It's getting there. A lot of the cables are off now. There's only a few more. So again, careful. There we go. Perfect. So we have a white and a red. So we need to attach this. So let's turn this over first. And I believe, where are we? It's in these 2 locations. So the gray cable, which is I, will go where the cutout is, and it needs to be turned up after. So I will go on to this side, push that on. That seems to be okay. And then that's slightly bend that up. And we need to do the same with this one. Let's just get that here. So this is W. And hold that with your finger. Just make sure that it's fully engaged. And bend that up. Perfect. We need a bit of tape. Just tape these down. And that should hold. And block out any light. That's good. Same again on the other side. Just here. And stick that down a bit higher maybe. just here. There we go. Push it fully down just to hold in place. And blocks out any light. Happy with that. And with that said, that brings us to the end of this issue. I am really enjoying this build. There we go. Wow. Sorry, I'm just admiring it. So let's move on to the next one. This is issue 91. Could I say it? I really enjoyed the last issue. Wow, this build is great. Okay, so rear spoiler, goodness me. Wow. This is gonna look cool. Self-tapping screws, okay. So let's look at our parts. Okay, now I could already tell that this is metal, the weight of it. Let's have a look. I can't believe what that is. They could have made that easily into plastic. But I could say 99% that's metal. Let's see. I have to have a go. That is carbon fiber, look. That's plastic. We're gonna need to see these anyways. My goodness. That's metal. Wow. That's amazing. That's plastic and that's plastic. So we need to get this fitted and then it will have a cleanup. So this part, let's try and make this clear as possible. In this direction, maybe we could do this as well. So that direction with these parts showing upwards for now. So it needs to slant downwards and the other one like a curved upwards like that. So that's the direction it needs to go in. And we need with that this bracket, which is the L, just about, you could see that, and that will go here in that direction. So like that. We need a few screws. We need 4, and those are ADM screws. That's these ones. It is going into metal, so I dip mine a little bit in oil. Let's get the first one in. That went in great. So we need to do 3 more, and I will be back with you. I'm gonna go on the opposite side. I will give it a bit of a clean when we're done. So I'll be back. That's all 4 now in place. We need to get the right one, which is here. Same direction, just there. And let's get all 4 screws in place now. So that's the last one going in. You want that quite tight so you don't have any wobble. And we have these 2 parts that are left over. And that looks great. So that's the end of this issue. Let's move on to the next one. This is the last issue, 92. I'm gonna say it, that was really enjoyable. Okay, and rear spoiler, we're continuing with that. Wow. Okay, so that looks great. Okay, so let's get on with that. These are the parts. These are plastic. I could feel the weight of them. And let's just get them out. A few screws here. A lot of screws actually. These are AHM screws and a few in there. Can't really see. and all our parts. So let's get this fitted. We have these parts, and I was incorrect. These are metal. I'm not going to say anything else than that. And they are a carbon fiber effect. Now, it doesn't show any marks on there which is which, but it is a certain direction. Now, you could see these two pegs will go into the bigger holes. So the 3 small holes, that's where the screw will go in. So line this up with the big hole. You can't really get it in a different way. It will only go in a certain way, and that's how it should look. Hopefully you could tell what I'm showing you. So just like that. Oops. Let's get this back on. Let's get our screws first. So we need 3 AHM screws. So let's try and get these screws in place. The first one will go just here. Let's try and get this lined up. Perfect. So that's the first one. I'm going to get the other 2 in as well, and then I will be back with you. So that's the last one. I didn't put oil in this one because it's a different kind of die cast and it was easy to put in. I think don't put any oil because you don't want really a wobble on that. And now we need to do the same on the opposite side. So 3 AHM screws again. So let's get our screws ready. So again, the same with the posts. They will go now the opposite way. So where are we? So the 2 posts will go just into the 2 bigger holes. Can't really get that wrong. So just like that. Now we need the AHM screws. No oil necessary. So I'm going to get the first one in and I will be back with you. So this is the last one and nearly there we go. Perfect. So that's really tight and looks really good. So we need to now put some other parts. We need these, what are they calling them? Bolts, I think. Spoiler, I'm not sure. Headline, let me see. Insert both of the screws. Okay, but that's this one. And let me see. I think they are plastic, but let's get our tweezer because that's very fiddly. It has like a hexagon shape on top of it. Hopefully you can tell what I mean. So, yep. And the hole just here, that will need to be into that, but that's again quite tight. So let's see if we could get this. Is it a certain way? I don't think so. So if we get this with our finger in. Goodness me, that is very tight. Let's try. There we go. I suggest you don't try and make that hole any bigger because it can be too loose then. Get the back of your tweezer and I guess push this through. So that's the way that is. Same again on the other side. Let's just line it up and then try see if we can push this with our finger and push that. There we go. That was a little bit easier. So that's both of them now ready for the next part. We have our spoiler back, and let's just see. Let's go here. So in this direction, you can hopefully tell. We need to get this side, turn that over, and with this part facing inwards, and that will need to line up like that. And we need some screws. We need those silver AHM screws, 2 of those. So let's get this in place. I think you can adjust this, because I could see you could go a little bit down and a little bit up. Wow, I don't think you see that on a lot of builds. I'm really enjoying this. So carefully get this bottom one in. Don't get that too tight yet. Now I don't know. Let's see if this was on. Do you want it flat or do you want it a little bit higher? I don't know now. That's very interesting. I guess we could adjust it as we go. So the next one will go just on the other side. Like I showed you, you can adjust it, which I think that's quite amazing. And try and locate the screw hole. I'm gonna do, where are we? I don't know. That's, I think that could be too tight. Too high. Let's drop that, I guess. Let's put it to the low position for now. And if I don't like it, we can raise it. So bring that to the bottom position. You can see hopefully there. And let's screw that tight. Excellent. So that looks amazing. Now we need to do the same on the other side. Again, 2 of the same screws. Same direction. Well, opposite direction, but same way as we did this. So small hole just lines up. And it's just there. Get that screwed in. Perfect. One more. I find that fascinating that you can adjust that. It's excellent. So let's get our screw in its position. There we go. There we go. Great. So that's how it should look. And it looks great. Just there. Now we need to put our plate on. So I'm thinking if it's a certain way, it's more likely parallel. So we can just get this in its place just like that. The other side just there. And we need now 4 QM screws. So it's going into that metal. So this is the first one. So you will need to get it just in that one. Let's get one first in. Perfect. I'm gonna go in the opposite direction and then these 2 last ones. So that's the last one. One of my screws wouldn't go in the hole, so I had to adjust it a bit, but I'm happy to say that is the end of our issue. It looks great. And let's bring over, sorry, no, that's not. I forgot about these parts. Wow. How silly. So I'm just making sure it's this way. And is it this way? I think, let's just see. It's not. not that way, no. So this one will go on that side, and in this direction it will go just here. So we need to get that screwed in, and again with the AHM screws, these ones. So I'm gonna try and line up one. Could be a bit tricky. Let's go here, I guess. You know what? Let's put one screw first through. Screw that slightly. There we go. And then line that up against it. That should help. Just needs some support. There we go. So that's one, and we can now put the other ones in. So I'm gonna just line it up and get them installed, and I will be back with you. So that's now installed. That looks great. Wow. I can't believe I nearly forgot that. I'm just excited. I want this to look correct. So again, 3 more AHM screws. I think that was quite good the way I installed that. So let's put one first slightly in, just like that. And line that up. Now be careful so it doesn't break off the other side. It's better if you hold it in your hand like this. Line up that screw. That's gonna be a bit tricky holding all this together. I think I got it. Goodness me, I'm Spider-Man. So that's one. I'm gonna put one more on the opposite side. And highly recommended don't put any oil in this, because they are slightly, some of them is loose, some of them is a bit difficult to put in, so it doesn't need at all any oil. So line that up like that, get that one in place. See, that one went in well. Last one straight in the middle. And now that brings us to the end of our issue. That does look absolutely great. Really pleased with that. So let's bring over our body. We've done quite a lot really with this. And we installed our lights, a number plate, and our rear spoiler, which will go just here. So I'm really glad everything fitted. And if you could do us a favor, if you could hit that notification with the bell, I'm just putting something up there, that would help just to notify you when I go put new videos up. Thanks a lot for watching. If you could do us a favor, if you could hit the thumbs up and subscribe, that would be great. Look forward to seeing you all next time. That's goodbye for now.